over the river, and through the woods. To Matt Gunther's campsite we go. But this is no weekend getaway or summer vacation.
I was just running through ideas when the teacher asked me what did I want to do for my senior project, and I just came up with the crazy idea of what if I lived in the woods for my senior year.
Students in Tennessee have to complete a senior or capstone project in order to graduate high school. Projects must contain 5 core components: an approved proposal, documented research, a written essay, an oral presentation, and a review board must review and evaluate the projects.
I've been doing senior projects with students for probably 6 years, and Matt's has been the one that I've seen the most, the most satisfaction from watching his progress.
Not everyone was excited about Matt's adventure in the woods.
When Matt first started talking about his project, he said, "I have this great idea. I want to spend a year in the woods." And the first thing that flew through my mind was, my gosh, he's a senior. This is my last time to spend any time with my child, and he wants to live in the woods. And I didn't respond. I just stayed real neutral, because I actually hoped that he would find a different idea and he would find something else to do, and I wouldn't have to deal with the fact that he wanted to spend a year in the woods.
Matt first came to his mother and I about the project. I wasn't too skeptical. I think his mother was a little hesitant, but as much time as I spent in the woods, and Matt enjoys the woods, I really didn't think it was going to be too much of a challenge. I was a little worried about just the winter elements, but I think we've kind of got that under control. We've got a lot of firewood we've got to gather, but I think he's going to learn a lot about himself.
Matt certainly did not go into the woods ill-prepared.
After I decided what I wanted to do for my project, I started researching like crazy, just trying to figure out how I was going to stay the nights, and I ended up picking the wigwam because it was something that I could build, and that it was very season efficient for all the seasons.
My first question with any student is always, how's this going to help anybody but you? And so he immediately went to work and thinking of ways that his experience of living out in the woods, how it could help others. And so what he's taken on is he's writing a blog, and where he does a lot of research actually on the blog about indigenous plants from the area, about animals that he's encountering. But he's also working with a lot of our feeder schools to talk to students about living responsibly, how we can utilize resources better.
At the end of our junior year, we were all signing up for senior projects, and Matt told me he was going to live out in the woods for 9 months, and I was excited for him because I knew if anybody at our school could do it, he could.
He works part-time. He's got a fairly heavy school load with his senior year. And he's, at 9 o'clock at night, he's walking into the woods. He's walking away from all, the comforts of home, the computer, the light to even read or do his homework. So he is really having to be so much more focused in getting done what he needs to get done in a 24-hour day.
Every night, Matt walks a mile into the woods to get to his campsite.
So far from living out in the woods, I've only been out here for 2 months, a little over 2 months, almost 3. But I've learned that honestly it's not that hard to be out here, but it is a commitment, and I guess it takes a certain kind of person to be out here at night by yourself. There have been a few instances where animals around the woods that I haven't known what they sounded like have startled me. There was one instance where I was sleeping in a hammock when it was still summer and really hot, and a fox started screaming from a few hundred feet away at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I was absolutely terrified. And so that was really scary until I found out what that was, but I thought someone was being killed in the woods.
Matt is now preparing for colder weather.
For winter, I'm currently waiting on a stove that's a man has volunteered to build for me a wood stove that will go in my shelter and fit my space, that will have an exhaust pipe and everything, so I won't have to worry about smoke, and that'll allow me to not only keep warm through whatever temperatures it'll be during this winter, but it'll also allow me to cook food a lot more efficiently and to not just completely burn through wood at a rapid rate, and I'll be able to control how much wood I'm using and be able to keep myself warm at the same time.
There's so few times when we're actually alone with just ourselves, and I think it really takes a special character to kind of be comfortable with that, with the solitude. I think he's going to learn what he's capable of, and I think it's going to give him some incredible self-confidence.